Hello and welcome to the Small Business Coronavirus Diaries. I'm Chuck Casto, and I'm joined by Dottie Scott, who's in Vancouver, Washington. Dottie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And tell us a little bit about your business and how you've been able to get through, I guess, day by day, this coronavirus threat.
Sure. So my business is premium websites. I build websites for small business owners. And I actually have been working from home for 15 years. So the work from home portion really hasn't affected me mentally like it has some people. As far as changes, we've been kind of locked down. Restaurants have been closed for a couple of weeks. The normal day-to-day activities have been very different. Going to the grocery store and waiting in line to get into the door was different. That type of stuff. So adjusting to that, today's the first day that we're actually been told that all non-essential businesses have to close. So moving forward, what is essential? Everybody's working through all of that. But my business has pretty much stayed the same structurally as it was for the last 15 years.
Okay. Well, hey, there's a silver lining then.
There is.
Since you're all about being online, your whole business is that. So have you actually heard from more people or reached out to more people who may not have much of an online presence and all of a sudden they need one?
Well, what I've been doing is every day I've been calling 3 to 4 of my clients to find out how they're faring, just to check in with them and see what's going on, see what they need. Some of them might have potential of membership sites and moving online. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of shifting my focus a little bit to seeing, how I can help people create a membership site for them and walk through what that looks like and how they can maybe start using video conferencing like we're using right now, or some other methods to allow them to provide their services online.
Wow.
So that's been a shift for me.
Yeah. And do you feel that after the threat is over and we start feeling a recovery, do you feel that maybe you're in a position to maybe grow your business even at that point?
Yes. And I'm actually really hoping that people look at this experience as a catalyst for the future, because you know what? Driving around here normally is waiting in traffic for 2 hours to get somewhere. And the last few weeks, it's been wonderful. We can go anywhere in 10 minutes. It's like, great. So how can we move forward after this and keep that same feeling of, less traffic, less cars on the road, less pollution, move online and start actually having our real businesses experience this online and not have the commuting and everything that we had before. I mean, I know it's a stretch for me to think that it can be this, online. Right. But even if we can get a portion of the businesses that are forced to do it now to remain and have, remote employees that are working from home and cut down on all that, the environment's going to give us a big hug and they're going to love us for it. So I really hope that this moves forward into the future.
Wow, that is a great perspective. And I know some people have already been saying a few things like that in Italy, where the dolphins have been returning to places they haven't been to in decades, things like that. So it is a bit of a message from Earth, planet Earth and the environment. So yes, I totally understand that. And that's a great perspective. Finally, let me just ask you what you would advise to other people who may not be in a hot zone at this point. And, if they end up in a hot zone, what should they keep in mind?
Well, here's what I have been advising all of my customers. And I think this is good advice for anybody, whether you're in a hot zone or not. Whenever your business slows down, take that time to work on your own business. So do your own marketing. Figure out, back next week, what I'm going to be doing is catching up on updating my own website. Since I'm always building other people's websites,
Right.
mine always suffers. So I'm going to, update my portfolio, make it current, put some new offerings on there. I purchased a new contact management system that is going to help me with all of my automating of my marketing, and I'm going to get all of that figured out. Are there programs that you can implement in your business that you need the time to learn and you've been putting it off? Now's the time to do that. If you've been thinking about how am I going to automate this little process so that I don't have to do it over and over and over again, now's the time to figure that out and reach out to people that have already done it to help you. So that's what I've been advising my customers. And I want to, leave everybody with a question that I want you to ask yourself all the time, because if we constantly ask ourselves things that are negative, then that goes into our brain.
Right.
So here's the question. What does a crisis situation make possible for you? So just keep asking yourself that question, and your subconscious is going to come up with an answer that's going to be something that you may have never even thought of.
That is great advice to leave us on. Dottie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful day.
You too, and stay healthy.
I will.
Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to reach out to Dottie via her Alignable profile. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. Stay healthy and stay strong.